Hi everybody, it's Elizabeth. So I was chatting with my friend John Jantz the other day. In case you don't know John, let's fix that right now. John is the author of Duct Tape Marketing and several other books for small business owners and entrepreneurs. He has such rock solid advice and great wisdom on how to grow and build your business to create a great impact. So be sure to check out John at Duct Tape Marketing, both his podcast, his blog, and his books. So back to our discussion. We were talking about some of the key steps that are required to make a lasting impact as a thought leader. And as part of the discussion, John asked me a question that's been sitting with me for days now, because it's tied to one of the myths that I see derail so many authors and thought leaders along the path to becoming a recognized leader. And here's the myth. That you have to achieve celebrity status in order to make a significant impact with your audience and with your industry. So we can look around at leaders like Simon Sinek, whose work is synonymous with the word purpose, or somebody like Brian Tracy, who's synonymous with the word sales, and say, okay, I've got to do all those things before I can really move the needle in my industry. And here's the reality. Most thought leaders won't achieve that level of visibility as the industry's celebrities, like a Seth Godin, or insert the other favorites that you may have on your radar. And there's two reasons for this. Number one, your audience size and scope. So for many of us, the audience that we're serving, as well as the types of industries that we're focused on, they're either just not that big, or they don't have the public recognition in the same way that are the hot new show on Netflix, or a runaway bestseller like the new show This Is Us, which is awesome, by the way. We just don't have that public visibility, and this is especially true for business books. So whether your topic is, you're focused on B2B sales, marketing, communication, change leadership, the average person on the street is not reading your books and listening to your keynotes, and that's okay, but it just means the audience is not that big. Number two is stage. There are 4 stages of thought leadership. We'll talk about those on another episode, but just for now, it's incubation, building, momentum, and mastery. And even if you have what's required to achieve the level of mastery, it takes years to get there. And it can be really tempting to try to bypass the process, or to buy your way to that national spotlight. And it doesn't work, but it certainly doesn't stop people from trying. And sadly, I remember an example of an author that came to me a couple of years ago. His book launch was right around the corner, and he had already invested several $1,000s in various strategies to catapult him to a national level. And although he did, have a few interviews on some national TV shows, the impact, hey Chris, thanks for joining. The impact that he made really didn't amount to much, except for a $40,000 loss in his bank account. So here's the truth. Contrary to some of the conventional advice out there, or what you feel pressured to do, or what your ego may be telling you have to have, you can make an impact right now, based on your current stage and budget right now. And it's really a choice and a mindset. Now, obviously, those of you who are listening who feel like you're called to transform the conversation in your industry, you're going to pursue building your audience, growing your platform, and going down that path of becoming a recognized leader. But there's a difference between that and chasing the cult of the celebrity. So make a choice today to focus on your audience and to make that impact right where you are. And there's a lot of different strategies that can help you make hay of where you are right now. And I'm going to share a couple of them. The first one is to make the most of what's in front of you. And, amazing people like Chris Brogan, who's watching, thanks Chris, you know this to be true, that we don't get to that national platform overnight. So say, for example, you have a presentation or a keynote coming up, or a book reading something along those lines for 50 or 100 people, it may be tempting to say, oh, that's not that many people, but show up, do your best, kill it, give the performance of your lifetime, because that will not only help you test your material, but you'll get a testimonial, and by doing your best, that will open doors for additional opportunities. The second one is to start in your backyard. So it's really tempting also to think about, oh my gosh, if there's some way I can get on the stage for Inc. 5000 or for Big TED or, insert famous celebrity conference, then somehow I will make it. And the fact is that there are multiple opportunities in your local and regional community. Yeah, Chris says only if overnight is 11 or more years. So true, Chris. So think about the industry groups and associations that serve your audience. Find out, do they bring in speakers? Do they feature authors for those local meetings or regional events? Go there. Do a great job, because that's what's going to open the doorway to national events and bigger opportunities. Okay, so those are just a couple of the many strategies you can use to show up, decide to make an impact today. So again, it's make the most of what's in front of you, and number 2, start in your backyard. So I'd love to hear from you guys on what you are doing right now to make an impact instead of falling prey to the cult of the celebrity. I'd also always welcome to hear your questions or frustrations that you may be feeling as you're trying to sort out the myths and the truths and the reality of this game of thought leadership. Okay, so that's all for now. Look forward to connecting with you guys again soon.